So here we are, 2025. A new era of football. The game is faster, sharper, and evolving in ways we couldn't have imagined. But with that evolution comes risk, and today, something got out that was never supposed to see the light of day. This wasn't just a slip-up. This was a full-blown breach. The NFL tried to bury it. Players tried to act like it never happened. And if you're asking who exactly, think Lane Johnson. Think Brian Baldinger. Those names ring a bell now. Yeah, they should. Because those two, probably without realizing it, just exposed the blueprint for how teams are being taught to stop Micah Parsons. That's right. One of the league's most dangerous weapons, Micah Parsons, just had opposing strategies against him laid out for the world to see. On camera. At a summit. While he's still in his prime, still wreaking havoc every Sunday. And guess what? That footage was deleted. Scrubbed from social media. But we got it. Before it disappeared, it was already too late. The playbook was in the wild. Now, let's break it down. At the Offensive Line Mastermind Summit, where top-tier linemen gather to sharpen their craft, real game day tactics were shared. Lane Johnson, a veteran offensive tackle, casually broke down how to handle Parsons. Not in vague terms. Not with generalities. No, step-by-step instructions on how to bait him, how to counter his burst, how to trap him inside. Details. Real ones. Movements. Setups. Defensive tells. Things Parsons does when lined up over the center. His tendencies, his favorite rush angles, his inside counters, all of it. And then there were the graphics. Visuals that highlighted exactly what offensive linemen are being taught to look for. At a summit full of guys whose job is to stop the Micahs of the world, these insights were gold. Now here's the thing, eventually, Parsons would have learned about this. The Cowboys' own linemen were present. Word was going to get back to him eventually. But this was public. This was raw. This was real football strategy laid out for everyone to digest. Think about that for a second. The league's elite defensive player, one of the most disruptive forces in the NFL, just had the curtain pulled back. And while teams have been trying to figure him out for years, now they've got the cheat code, courtesy of a video that was never supposed to be released. Micah Parsons doesn't just rush, he destroys. But when offensive linemen are being trained to recognize his stances, his lean, his timing, and how to use it against him, that changes the stakes. This isn't just a viral clip. This is warfare. Here's why this leak matters, and why it's a massive deal for Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. Micah isn't just any pass rusher. He's a once-in-a-generation athlete, a freak of nature. A relentless, versatile force who can line up anywhere and wreck a game plan before the snap. And now, he's got something even more dangerous in his arsenal, intel. Because when you show a player like Parsons the exact strategy teams are using to slow him down, the mindset, the timing, the leverage points, you've just armed him with everything he needs to break your plan in half. You gave the hunter a map to the traps. You can't hand over the enemy's playbook and expect to survive the war. That's what makes this so wild. This wasn't a minor mistake. This was a full blueprint, out in the open. Opposing offensive linemen, some of them division rivals who face him twice a year, literally laid out their approach for the world to see. The angles, the keys, the technique, all of it. And now, Parsons can build a counterattack. This is the kind of information that helps a great player become unblockable, because now he knows how he's being attacked. He knows what linemen are watching for, how they're setting up protections, and exactly where he can strike first. And look, it's easy to forget this whole media player hybrid world is still new. Players are building brands, creating content, and growing their platforms while they're still active. It's empowering. It's exciting. But it's also risky. Mistakes will happen. And this was a major one. Because it's one thing to speak in generalities. But when a veteran from a Super Bowl winning team walks into a summit and spills the beans on how his offense plans to handle one of the league's most explosive defenders, that's not just bad judgment, that's sabotage. That intel doesn't just help Micah. It helps the entire Dallas Cowboys defense. Coaches like Matt Eberflus now have direct insight into how the enemy is thinking. They'll know what to tweak, what to emphasize in film study, what to sharpen in practice. Every adjustment now has purpose. No, I'm not about to play defensive coordinator and hand you a list of countermeasures, but you better believe the Cowboys staff has already started drawing them up. And look, Brian Baldinger doesn't just delete content for no reason. That original post, wiped, gone. And you know why. Someone made the call. Somebody high up saw it and said, "We weren't supposed to share that. Take it down now." And that says it all. Because if this was just some harmless soundbite, it would have stayed up. But when the footage hands the NFL's most dangerous defender the playbook used to neutralize him, yeah, you delete it before it spreads. But it already spread. The internet moves fast. We got the receipts. We saw the post. And now, the Dallas Cowboys have the upper hand. Whether it was intentional or not, this leak may have just lit a fire in Micah Parsons that no offensive lineman is ready to deal with. And I'm here for every second of it. You know what? I love that these players are talking more these days. Not just the Cowboys, not just our guys. I'm talking everyone. Because when athletes open their mouths, the smart ones listen. There are golden nuggets hiding in those casual conversations, real intel that, if caught by the right eyes and ears, can shift an entire season. This wasn't just a leak. This was a gift. A major miscalculation by the other side. Because here's the truth. When you're dealing with a player like Micah Parsons, someone who can beat you with speed, with power, with technique, a player who can line up at any spot on the field and still dominate, the last thing you want is for him to know exactly what's coming. You gave away the approach. You laid it out in plain language, like a coach giving instructions to a rookie in training camp. Not just vague ideas, but specific steps. Visuals. Whiteboard diagrams. Projector screens showing how to stop Micah Parsons. And now, he knows. So the ball's in your court, Micah. The door's wide open. They've handed you more fuel than they realize. More than just bulletin board material, this is tactical. This is fuel for that Defensive Player of the Year campaign that's been building since last season. And this year, you're not alone on those edges anymore. You've got Dante Fowler in the rotation. You've got Sam Williams rising. You've got DeMarvion Overshown returning. New blood. More firepower. That defensive front. It's deeper. More dangerous. And now, if offenses zero in on you, they leave the others unchecked. And if they focus on the others, you're free. This is your moment. Let them talk. Let them slip up. Because every word they say, every clip they post, every careless summit presentation they forget to keep private, it all becomes another weapon in your hands. So now I ask the fans, what do you think? Does this kind of leak actually help a player like Parsons? When elite offensive linemen sit in a room and literally spell out how they plan to stop him, is that advantage Micah? Or am I reading too deep into this? Are we just restless, waiting for training camp? Drop your thoughts below. The season's almost here, and things are just getting started.